the financial world, there are certain offers. If it is too good to be true, it probably isn't. A Ponzi scheme is not just a fraud method. It is a direct attack on the darkest and weakest point of human psychology. Why do people believe in a system that takes someone else's money and distributes it to them as profit, instead of working regularly? Because a Ponzi scheme is not just a mathematical error. It is a belief system. In societies with low financial literacy, these chains are perceived as a prescription for salvation. As people become more desperate during economic crises, they lose their rational thinking abilities and surrender more easily to these illusions. The year is 1920, Boston. Italian immigrant Charles Ponzi came up with an idea when he had nothing. He claimed he would arbitrage by taking advantage of the price differences between international postal reply coupons at the time. Ponzi was not actually just a marketer, but also a merchant of dreams. He promised people a 50% profit in 90 days. While banks were giving 5% annually, Ponzi's 50% promise spread like wildfire. Ponzi's success came from legitimizing his own system by paying out at first. When the first investors got their money with interest, the legend that Ponzi was a genius spread. However, Ponzi was not buying and selling stamps. He was simply giving the money that entered his pocket to the person who came before him as a dividend. There was only one rule. For the system to survive, constantly new people. Ponzi's capture created immense chaos on the streets of Boston. In August 1920, when newspapers began to question his services, the gears of the system stopped. As recorded in court documents, the question asked to Ponzi at the trial was, "When did you confess that this money was not coming from postal coupons?" Ponzi's answer in court is one of the most cold-blooded statements in financial history. "I only sold people dreams. They wanted to buy them. I didn't put a gun to anyone's head. I only used their greatest weakness, the desire to get rich overnight. Postal coupons were just a cover. The real trade was built on people's own greed." This statement summarizes the essence of Ponzi schemes. Ponzi knew the system would collapse, but even he could not have predicted that everyone would believe it so quickly. Fast forward to 2008, we saw that Ponzi schemes were not just the work of petty scammers. Bernie Madoff managed one of the world's largest investment funds. Billionaires, universities, and charities entrusted him with their billions. Madoff ran a $65 billion Ponzi scheme for decades without anyone noticing. Why did people trust him? Because he was institutional. He was a respected investor. Madoff's trial process is one of the most shameful moments in financial history. Madoff stated the following in court, with no expression of remorse on his face. "Those who brought me money never asked where the money came from. They just wanted to enjoy the profit. I didn't manage them. I managed their greed." The testimony of one of Madoff's victims in court is horrifying. "I gave him my life savings because he was the heart of Wall Street. He was the representative of trust. For him to be a fraudster means that the concept of honesty in the world is also a fraud." Why do Ponzi schemes inevitably collapse? Because the world's population is limited. Every new person who joins the system has to pay more old people. At some point, the number of newcomers cannot cover the dividends that need to be paid. This is the moment of facing reality. Victims carry a hope that they will still get their money back, even after the system collapses. In one victim's testimony, they told me the system was just undergoing an update. They told me if I waited another month, I would get double my principal. I wanted to believe it, because if I didn't, I would have to accept that I had lost everything. This psychological defense mechanism is the biggest weapon in the hands of scammers. Today, the Ponzi scheme has shifted. There are no postal coupons anymore. There are cryptocurrencies and artificial intelligence mining platforms. The internet has increased the spread rate of Ponzi schemes. Influencers are actually staging an old game under the name of next-generation investment in court records. The phrase they hide behind the algorithm is used for modern scammers. A victim's testimony: "He gave me the wallet address. The site was very professional. Everything looked real. But when the system went offline, I realized there was no trace left behind me." In the digital age, scammers can now hunt down people from all over the world with a single click. Ponzi schemes in the crypto world also make legal tracking difficult with the excuse of decentralization. A Ponzi scheme exploits a person's overconfidence in their own intelligence. Even when the victim realizes they have been scammed, they sometimes prefer to believe that the system was blocked by external forces rather than accepting their own mistake. This is a survival reflex. People want to believe they made a smart decision. Scammers feed this need by saying, "Only the elites understand the system." FOMO, the fear of missing out, is the fuel of this process. When a neighbor or friend wins, the person feels excluded. Throughout history, the end of these systems has always been the same: prison, suicide, and ruined lives. If an investment opportunity promises too easy and to high returns, that opportunity is not an investment, but a hunting ground. Remember, financial freedom does not come with a chain, but with patience, analysis, and true value creation. If something promises bliss, it has probably come to steal your peace. The last statement recorded in court is perhaps the most important one. There is no free lunch in the world. If someone is buying you lunch, the money for that lunch has either come out of your pocket or it will. Be conscious, question. And remember that true wealth is built on the right path, not the short one. As a result, a Ponzi scheme is actually not a financial instrument, but an analysis of human nature. The human desire to earn more with less effort is the engine of the systems. Every major collapse in history is based on this desire. In today's world, technology does not make us safer. It only increases the speed of fraud. The fake perception of wealth created by social media still pushes thousands of people into these chains today. However, it should not be forgotten that every system has an end, and every pyramid has a base. That base is always built on the dreams of the victims. In the future, before us with new names and new verse, but this time you know how this trap works. The next time someone offers you a guaranteed return, remember this story. Remember Charles Ponzi's cold-blooded confession. Remember Madoff's expressionless face. And most importantly, never forget that financial freedom is built not with the money going into someone else's pocket, but with your own labor. When the system collapses, the only things left are the time you lost and your dreams. So, be careful. Because a Ponzi scheme chains not only your money but also your life. History shows that those who break these chains are only those who understand. Financial literacy is not just a series of numbers, but an art of defense. Learning this art is your only shield that will save you from becoming a victim of Ponzi schemes. In your next investment opportunity, first question the math behind it. If the math tells you there must be new participants here, walk away without looking back. Remember, the only winner in this chain is the one at the very top, and the losers are always those who dream like you. This documentary is the history not only of Ponzi schemes, but also of greed. As long as humans continue to be crushed under these chains they created, history will repeat itself. The postal coupons of the 1920s may not exist today, but there are thousands of platforms among us working with the same logic. A financial apocalypse sometimes begins not with a stock market crash, but with a promise of profit. Make sure you draw your own path and do not be fooled by the fake lights of Ponzi schemes. True value never comes fast. True value is built with time, discipline, and patience. There is no such thing as a shortcut in the financial world. There is only a longer and more painful dead end. Stay away from this dead end. Stay conscious, question, and be the sole owner of your own financial future. Ponzi schemes will always exist, but whether you join them or not is in your hands. The choice is yours. You either become part of a chain or you build your own freedom yourself. History has already written the outcome of these choices. Do not be a part of this history. Write your own story with your own labor. As a final word, a Ponzi scheme is not a financial crime. It is a test of humanity. The way to pass this test is to rely on true data, not greed. No success in the financial world is a coincidence. Behind a success, there is either great effort or a great lie. Which side you choose is up to you. Remember, a Ponzi scheme does not bring bliss, it only brings a chain. The only way to break those chains is to face the truth. The Ponzi scheme is over, but the games of the financial world will never end. What you need to do is not to learn these games, but to educate yourself. Because the safest investment in the world is your own knowledge. And your strongest weapon against Ponzi schemes is this knowledge. Now, use this knowledge and start building your own financial fortress. Because tomorrow is a result of the choices you make today. Be rational today. Stay safe tomorrow. A Ponzi scheme is an illusion. The truth is in your hands. Protect yourself. Do not let history repeat itself. Stay at the point where the chains are broken. In the financial world, always be cautious, always be questioning, because a Ponzi scheme is a silent killer. It smiles while stealing your money. Do not smile at it. Shvasan IT. This documentary reveals the anatomy of Ponzi schemes. I hope this guide will be a light for you on your financial journey. Ponzi schemes will always exist, but whether you join them or not is in your hands. The choice is yours. You either become part of a chain or you build your own freedom yourself. Do not leave your own financial future in the hands of others. Financial literacy is not just a hobby, it is a lifestyle. Adopt this lifestyle and produce your own value yourself. Ponzi schemes feed on weaknesses. You must be strong. With your knowledge, your analysis and your questioning attitude, do not become even a single link in these chains. The financial world is for the smart ones. You be smart too. Set up your own game. Do not fall for the games of others. A Ponzi scheme is actually a game where everyone loses. End this game before you start it. History proves that the end of these chains is always the same. Do not be a part of this history. Write your own story with your own labor. That is when you can achieve true financial freedom. A Ponzi scheme is the biggest lie of the financial world. Do not accept this lie. Face the facts, question, research, and most importantly, always be skeptical. Financial freedom does not come overnight. It is earned through a lifetime of discipline. Gain this discipline. Build your shield against Ponzi schemes. Remember, a Ponzi scheme steals not only money but also the future. Do not let anyone steal your future. You are the architect of your own life. You are the sole owner of your financial fortress. Do not let Ponzi schemes allow you to destroy this architecture. Lay your own foundations. Create your own values. A Ponzi scheme is a mirage. Believe in facts, not mirages. Facts are often boring, but at least they won't sink you. A Ponzi scheme, on the other hand, is exciting, but the end is always a cliff. Choose the path, not the cliff. Those who choose the path always win. A Ponzi scheme is not a game, it is a trap. Do not fall into the trap. Move forward on your own path. And always, but always, do your own research. Act on your own data, not the advice of others. This is your strongest shield against Ponzi schemes. Everything you learn today will make you stronger tomorrow. Take a step today for your own financial future. Take this step with your own knowledge. Because a Ponzi scheme feeds on your lack of knowledge. Increase your knowledge, starve them. Build your own financial future with your own hands. Because the safest investment is the investment you make in yourself. Ponzi schemes do not allow you to make this investment. Give yourself this permission. Be the sole judge of your own financial future. And remember, true bliss comes not with chains, but with freedom. Do not hand over your freedom to anyone. In the financial world, always draw your own path. A Ponzi scheme is just an illusion. The truth is in your own hands. Create your own reality. Bury Ponzi schemes in the dusty pages of history. Make a new beginning today. Start your own financial journey with your own rules.